Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and to another Game Pass game review. A couple of idiots and you. We're still in the month of Movember. That's November with an M. Because people don't shave in November to raise awareness and money and all that good stuff for charity. But we'll leave a link in the description if you want to find out any more about that. We're picking games with mustaches all this month, and this week it's Dave's turn.
Yeah, and this week we're going to play Hello Neighbour. I guess I've been avoiding to pick this game because
What?
I've seen trailers and it's quite jumpy from the trailers. And
Quite jumpy is a massive understatement.
I was going to say it lived up to the jumpiness.
Yeah, we should have definitely played this in October.
Yeah, and one of the first comments I was going to make was that I actually found it scarier than the Blair Witch game that we played.
Jumpier. It wasn't as worrying. It was like Blair Witch was more like psychologically worrying. You know, like you just didn't know
Yeah,
what was going to happen the next bit. But this, like, the guy caught me from behind loads. That sounded odd.
yeah, and you get that sort of wobbly, vibrating, and
Yeah, when
a
he's
bit of
nearby. Even,
noise, don't you? When it's
but you get that
nearby.
even when he's like nearby. If he's in the house and you're outside the house,
Yeah,
you get that, and it's like, oh, I can't see him. What the?
yeah, you do. But then he might just jump out the window.
Yeah, no, he smashes his own windows a lot. Did you find that?
Yeah,
It's like he's no regard for his own house.
no, it does not. The game starts with you walking down a street. There's missing person posters dotted down the road, and then you come across this guy's house with like a car crashed into the fence, and yeah, the creepy neighbor.
Yeah, the exceedingly creepy neighbor. Yeah, so you play as this kid that then sort of takes it upon himself to investigate. I think that's fair.
Yeah,
And you've basically got to get into this guy's house. But anytime this guy catches you, then you sort of reset.
yeah,
Did you get, speaking of resetting, did you get any of the weird reset things?
yeah.
How many times did you get, oh, you got caught enough to
Yeah,
get,
if you get caught a few times, you end up in like a sort of what would you call it, a nightmare? I don't know.
yeah, well, I had a couple of them. I got caught a lot, by the way.
Yeah,
I
I
had a
did too.
couple of them. One where I was just walking down this weird corridor and things were like happening outside the windows. And then one where I was really tiny and he was really big.
Yeah, I was gonna say like where you're like the size of a mouse and you're just looking up at
Yeah.
this big creepy guy. Does he win the award for the creepiest mustache?
Yeah, he's that. Yeah, it's a very creepy mustache. In fact, everything about him is pretty creepy. To be fair, even the way he walks is
Well,
pretty
yeah.
creepy. There is apparently there's 4 acts to this game.
Oh right, okay.
Now I think I may have got past the first one.
Yeah, I think I did Act 1 and Act 2.
I think the first act is getting into the basement, isn't it? Once you're into the basement from the house, is that the end of the first act?
I think escaping the basement might be Act 2.
Yeah.
No, might be part of Act 1. I'm
Oh
not sure.
right, okay. Oh, so did you got to the end of the basement then?
Yeah, the basement was less worrying to be honest, because I didn't see that guy at all.
Didn't you?
Spoiler alert.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's different to how it came. I got caught in the basement.
Did you?
I did.
Oh.
He's definitely down there.
Oh. I got caught as I escaped, which triggers the second act.
No. I got caught and reset to the start of the basement.
No, maybe mine broke then. Because, yeah, it was just like a puzzle to get out for me. I didn't see the guy. I didn't have to avoid him or anything.
It was a bit of a maze. I had that in the basement. It was
Yeah,
pretty difficult.
yeah.
But the thing I found most annoying about this game is the distinct lack of any form of guidance as to what fuck you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, there is zero tutorials.
Yeah, I started the game, right? And I'll leave the bit in the footage so you guys can see it, but I got to a certain bit where I'd found a key, and then I didn't know how to use the key. There was no instructions as to how to use the object or whatever, so I was like dropping it in front of the lock and throwing it at the door. Couldn't use it. There's no help.
Well, there is a settings option or controls option in the menu.
I didn't go that far. But when you paused it, it gave you some brief controls, didn't it? It said you pick up things with this, you drop it with this, and you throw it with this.
Yeah,
and that was
well,
it.
I saw those controls and still struggled.
They're not very intuitive, are they? The controls, like they didn't use the rest of the buttons.
No, and it's a bit weird as well.
Yeah, the controls for people who haven't played the game, on Xbox, I think it's available on PC and Nintendo Switch and wherever else, but
yeah,
we played it on Xbox. And the left trigger is sprint, right bumper is to pick something up, right trigger is to drop it, or if you hold it, it will throw it. And then left bumper is to use something, and A is to jump. Why didn't they use B and Y and X for things?
Yeah, that's a good point. I played on PC, and it was just the two mouse buttons and E.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, so if anything, your control pattern was a little bit more sensible than mine. But
yeah, but like E was to pick up, but you don't just like press it like you normally would. You have to like hold it. Makes it tricky when you're trying to run away from someone and pick up them up.
How long did you play it before you realised you could pick up multiple things?
Probably played it longer than I should have before I could realise I picked up anything.
I picked because the first bit you've got to do. Spoiler alert: if you want to play the game and not know anything about it, which, to be honest, if you play the game not knowing anything about it, give it 10 minutes, you'll be Googling it anyway, because it's fucking impossible. But, yeah, spoiler alert if you don't want to know anything. The first bit you've got to do is sort of make a bit of a stack of boxes and climb up this thing. And I did each box individually because I didn't know I could pick up multiple of them.
Oh, really?
So I went round, got a box, put it on the thing, and then, like, somebody came out and chased me around the house a bit, and then I went back and got another box and then came. It took me forever. It took absolutely ages. Yeah, really, really difficult.
The controls are not great.
No, the controls didn't help. The distinct lack of sort of, it almost needs to sort of guide you into the house or something. If it like guided you to that, if the first bit, if getting into the first bit to find the first little key was like a tutorial bit and it said push this button to pick it up, or
even just to like pick up the apple and throw it at the window or something.
Yeah, just something to tell you what you're actually supposed to be doing. Because the other thing, the very first cutscene finishes with him putting a key on a table, which I had absolutely no idea where that table was.
And the key wasn't in that table, though, was it?
Was it not?
I'm sure in the cutscene it's on a completely different table to where I found it.
Oh, maybe that's why I didn't find what I thought was the table I was looking for. Because I went all around his head. On the bottom floor is totally useless. Pointless. Is there anything on the bottom
No.
floor that you need up until the point where you've already been upstairs and got keys and stuff?
In the next act, there is. Yeah.
It's
They
there.
did use of it. Yeah, if you carried on and did the next sort of act, there's a lot inside the bottom part of the house.
So the next act takes place in the same house, but just sort of a different scenario.
But it's escalated. Yeah, it's escalated quite a bit.
It's got weirder.
Yeah.
Weirder than the creepy murdery guy. Or what we think is a murdery guy that looks like he's sort of keeping people in his basement.
Do we want too many spoilers on this? I don't know. Because when you escape the basement, he catches you. And you end up locked in the basement in a room.
Ah, okay.
So then you then have to escape. But then when you get out into his garden, he's built a wall around the garden. Because in the first act, I was running out of his garden to get away from him.
Yeah, same.
Chasing you if you got out of the garden. But you can't do that now.
Oh.
Can't do that after that first bit.
Yeah, if you got back over the road to what I assumed was sort of your house, you were okay in the
safe,
first bit. He didn't come after you.
Yeah, it definitely steps up a level.
Wow.
There's even a robot shark.
Offs? Why? I mean, why? Yeah. Game's not complete unless you've got a robot shark, is it?
No. Get off one of those.
I don't know how a robot shark even begins to fit into this, but it's a very, very weird game. It is. The thing I found weird about it is that, like, when you look at the cutscenes and the trailers and stuff for it, the art style's quite childish and quite cartoony.
Yeah, it looks like a child's game, doesn't it?
Yeah. So you think, oh, this game's going to be like a jumpy thing for kids, so adults, it's not going to make us jump and stuff, but shit the bed it did. There was plenty of times where you just, like, he crept up behind you and you were like, fuck, he's got me.
Yeah, he's chasing me. Leave me alone.
How many did you run around the house as well? Like,
many laps of the house, yeah.
I sort of figured out quite quickly that we were quicker than him, so we could just run round.
But what's he throwing at you? Is it milk or glue or something?
Yeah,
I think a pot of white substance that he throws at you.
I mean, this game's weird. It could have been anything. And tomatoes, I think.
Leave that one to your imagination.
I think, yeah. Yeah, we'll leave the viewers to decide what they think it was. Yeah, he thought tomatoes.
They only threw white substances at me.
Maybe he just really liked you.
He really liked me.
Yeah, maybe it's different on PC. I can't believe he didn't find you in the basement, though. Because I had to sort of keep going round the maze to avoid him.
Mine must have broke, because, I didn't see him at all.
Yeah.
In the basement.
But I didn't figure out what to do in the basement, to be fair. I didn't get to the end of that.
Well, it's pretty easy when no one's chasing you.
Well, yeah, I suppose so, and you've not got to worry about anything else but solving the puzzle. But the puzzles were difficult as well, weren't they? These weren't... They didn't sort of logically follow on from one another, I didn't think. Like, for example, one of the first things you do is go up into this room and get a key to the boot of his car, right?
Wait, what? You got in his car?
You didn't?
No.
Okay. It would appear there are multiple ways of solving this. Yeah, I got in his car. Because then I got the magnet thing out of his car.
What did you need that for?
For getting the key to the downstairs room to get the wrench.
You needed a wrench in the downstairs? What? I did not need the wrench until the second act.
Didn't you? That's weird.
Are the missions different between PC and Xbox?
I don't know.
Is that what's going on?
So what
you said, is the two ways of doing it?
I'm assuming there's multiple ways of doing it, but yeah, I had to get up on the roof to get into a certain room, grab a key to his car, then go back down, get in the car, get a magnet thing, and then use the magnet thing to attract another key out of this little vent thing.
Alright.
And then I could open the door to that room to get a wrench to open a ladder to get up on top of the roof again and get in a hole to find the actual key that I needed.
I definitely didn't do that. Maybe I was so confused by that. But yeah, I did not need to do that.
So what? Basically, what we're getting at is you got further because your version was easier.
I thought you were saying. Okay.
So how did you get past the first act then? If you didn't do all the things I did?
Struggling to remember, but I definitely didn't go in a car. I had to go into the room in the attic.
So, but how did you get there? If you could, because
I climbed the shelves,
yeah,
broke through the window.
yep.
Pretty sure there was a key in there that I needed.
Yeah, that key for me only opened the sort of door, so I didn't have to take the painting off the wall again.
The door with the painting on it. Oh, that bit. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. So you took a painting off a wall,
Yeah, so-
and then you jumped into that room, and then there were some keys in there.
yeah. There was a grey key, wasn't there?
A grey key.
Yeah, there was a grey key that opened a white door, and then there was a red
No.
key that I used to get in the basement. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's
If that's how it happened on yours, right? Then there's a whole bit skipped out because when I got into there, I got a yellow key
Yeah.
and a car key, and then I had to go and get the grey key to get in a different room to get the wrench to then get up on the roof.
Yeah, I didn't need a wrench until the bit where the robotic shark was. I didn't
Weird.
need the wrench until then.
That is, I wish we'd recorded your view now too.
Yeah, just so
We
you
could
can
have
see
said
what
the
I did.
difference. Oh, that is weird. So let us know if you guys have played this game, and if you've played it on Xbox or if you've played it on PC. Let us know if it's different.
Or even the Switch as well, yeah.
It'd be interesting to see if somebody's played it on both.
Yeah, whether it's multiple ways or just completely different depending on what console you're on.
Yeah, because it sounded like you went in the same way but ended up with different keys.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Bizarre.
that definitely did go in the card, definitely. And there was no magnet at all.
That's interesting. So yeah, maybe
Yeah,
there is different ways.
There's
Strange.
more to this game than we realise.
Yeah, but overall, what did you think of it in general?
I wasn't happy with the controls, but I enjoyed playing it.
Yeah, no, I'd say
It was jumpy.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
It's not for the faint-hearted though. There are bits that you will genuinely jump at.
Yeah, and like that.
And don't be fooled by its nice-looking graphics or anything. It's
Yeah, it's definitely not a kid's game for like a 6-year-old or something.
No.
They're not
definitely
going to
not.
sleep for weeks.
Yeah, especially given the whole storyline relays around somebody trapping somebody in a basement as well.
Then breaking into someone's house as well.
Yeah, it's not a game for kids. I think maybe it should have an older rating on it. Maybe.
Yeah, it's rated at 10, I think.
Is it?
10 and over. Yeah.
Okay.
Which, I don't know. 10-year-old might still get nightmares from it. But I know I do.
Let us know. Did your 10-year-old suffer from nightmares? So we like to finish these reviews by telling you guys whether it's for elites or for idiots. And to be fair, I am going to be strongly in the elite camp today because I'll be honest, to even get started on this, I had to Google it. I ran round the house a few times, went inside the house looking for keys or anything, opened every single drawer downstairs, trying to find some sort of thing that would let me do the next bit. Before I Googled it and found that you just had to jump on the roof. So, yeah.
Yeah, it is quite a challenging puzzle game. So, yeah. I'd agree with elites.
Like we mentioned before, the puzzles don't quite make sense.
Not really. If you read in like a how-to guide, then you're like, oh.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't work that out by yourself. Or
No.
Not easily anyway.
No, they're really not obvious. I'd like to think that the further on you got in the game, the sort of more they made sense because the more you were used to it, but I don't know. I didn't get that far. It takes quite a long time. It does take quite a long time.
Yeah, it definitely does, yeah. Especially if you're not using a guide, because I think it still takes a while if you're using following a guide that you found.
I tell you what, we've actually done a Game Pass game review where we've talked about the game for the whole time.
Yeah.
That's weird. Don't expect this every week, guys.
Instead of me moaning about something.
Yeah, this is usually just a safe space for Dave to vent, but this time we actually talked about a game. Weird. Well,
weird.
yeah. We'll leave it there before we start off on a tangent that doesn't have anything to do with the game.
Yeah, don't get me started.
Same question as always, Dave. Oh, before you go, I've got a bone to pick with you as well. We last week we had a big discussion about how we answer all the comments, and somebody said bye to you in one of the comments, and you didn't answer. So, yeah, clearly lying to someone.
Well, I'll say goodbye to Tash, but nobody else.
Okay, so yeah, there's a goodbye from Dave.
And if you want a shout out, leave a comment and I'll respond to it.
So the only way to get a personalised goodbye from Dave is to leave a comment. Now you guys know. If I'd laugh if we get hundreds of comments. Next week's episode is just, I mean, hundreds of people don't watch this video.
Yeah.
So
I'm also going to check that you liked, subscribed as well.
Anyway, guys, that's about as much as a goodbye I think we're going to get out of Dave. So until next time, thanks for watching. Take it easy.